Hi and welcome to this June pull. If you're new here, my name is Agatha. Welcome. What I like to do here is to just give you a sense of collective energy. There might be a clear message for you, or perhaps there is a bit of guidance that supports something that you're already moving through. Okay, so of course take what you need, leave the rest. This is a collective reading for the month of June, and so it may not all resonate with you, but that's the beauty of collective readings, that something is there for you. Okay, today I am reading with the Inner Compass Oracle and also Tarot for of the Woodland Wardens by Jessica Rue. Okay, so I've already pulled our oracle just to ground into what the reading is about, and we all got choice. Okay, and this feels very true to what I've been feeling in the air in my own personal life, but also with the people I'm interacting with on a day-to-day basis, and this idea that we get to choose our life. We get to make the choices that then create our reality. Okay, so that's very powerful to reframe our thinking in that way, to know that we have agency and to know that we are the ones that ultimately guide our path. But also in making our choices, by saying yes to things or by also saying no to things, we also make clear cut boundaries on what it is that we truly desire and what it is that we no longer need in our life. So just think about that as you are moving through your day and moving through the month of June, as to the things that you are saying yes to perpetuate more of, and the things that you are saying no to also create a pathway to what you are already saying yes to. Okay, so for example, let's do a mundane one. If you are trying to connect to your body more and you say yes to a routine, maybe at the gym, that is not serving you over and over, but then you realize, oh, okay, today I actually need to do more gentle movement, then you are making space for listening to your body, to create a connection with your body that is true and real. And in that way, you also might feel a sense of embodiment with your life, a deeper connection to your surroundings. Okay, so this is just an example, but it is a choice of whether we continue to do the thing that feels quote unquote like a should, or we must, or the thing that feels right, but actually, is it the right thing for you in that moment? So kind of questioning as you move through the month as to whether the choices that you're making are actually in your highest good. Okay, it's not to say that some days things will feel harder even though we choose to want to be there, or we choose to build a certain life. We're not dismissing the difficultness of maybe changing a habit, or even building a new way of life, but it's in the choice of, this is actually something I desire. Okay, so moving from this place of desire. Okay, so that would be our oracle card, and I'm really interested to see how it feeds into the tarot today. So I'm just going to do my little shuffle here, and then we'll pull 3 cards to see what else wants to move through for the collective. what else needs to be communicated and shared for the collective in June? Okay. Seven of Wands. This feeling that we might be fighting ourselves, okay? They're feeling that, and again, these are I'm really feeling into the choice quality of this card as well, and how sometimes we might choose to make things a little bit harder for us because it's something that we've always done for ourselves. It's a habit that we've come to know as true in our life. But what if there is a moment here in June to demystify, okay? To notice if we're actually pushing up a boulder up the wrong mountain, okay? If we are actually meant to just let that boulder slide down and become part of the bedrock, okay? Sometimes when the Seven of Wands comes up, you might be moving through really difficult moments of like feeling like you're bumping up against things, okay? You're really like having to push this boulder up a mountain, but it's a fight against yourself, okay? So really begin to look into that quality of desire that might be sitting dormant in you, okay? We get this paired with the Two of Pentacles and then the Three of Cups reversed. So for me, when the Two of Pentacles comes up, there's a quality of needing to also find a balance, but also understanding if this juggle of life, this juggle of the things that maybe are up in the air as well, the things you are fighting against with Seven of Wands, are actually the things that are worth fighting for. So ask yourself if the possibilities that are on the table now as you are making a choice, or as you make choices through June, whether one is actually, and I'm trying to find the words here, but one is more, it's kind of that feeling when you flip a coin and you put the two options on either side, and as you flip the coin, you really notice which one it is that you desire to come true. And so I wonder if with these Two of Pentacles, there's a moment to be in that moment of choice with the flipping of the coin as well, and noticing what is it that I actually want before the coin lands. And this is a part of ourselves that sometimes is very dormant in our busy life because there's a lot of external noise, there's a lot of programming, there's a lot of things that we must accomplish, there's a lot of expectations from jobs, life, career, things we want to achieve. And I think sometimes what we really need to do is come inwards and check in on what it is that is actually going to serve us in our longevity, okay? I say this as well because Two of Pentacles here is surrounded by a snake. And for me, it also feels like a moment of needing to know when something is no longer serving you. So what is it that, as you are making your choices this month, is actually needing to be shed and released? And what is it that is actually going to serve you into the future? Then we get the Three of Cups, and it is reversed. So Three of Cups for me is quite a celebratory card, but the fact that it's reversed at the moment makes me feel like maybe we're not choosing from a place of community. We're not choosing from a place of togetherness. We're not choosing from a place of serving our purpose, our service to others as well. And we're maybe potentially also making choices from a very ego-filled place. Okay, how is this going to serve me? How is this going to better me? How is this going to support me? So what I encourage here is one of two things. If you are the type of person that always goes out of their way to people please, to make people comfortable in situations, to really almost eliminate your needs before others, then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to really get clear on what your needs are before those of others. Okay, so kind of opposite of what I was saying just then. But if you are the type of person that often is more in their choices for themselves, I then also want you to look at how your choices might be affecting others and how your choices can have ripple effects. So there's two types of people, and so you will be one of those. And the remedy is to kind of either pull back or to give a little bit, so that we kind of even out the scales a bit, so that we are in reciprocity with each other. Okay. Something that stands out to me as well around the choice card, which I didn't mention at the beginning, was just this little Y branch. Where is my camera? There it is. And this idea of the path, okay? So how a branch, we can be on a journey and then we come up to a choice. And we need to make one of two choices. And there is no right or wrong choice. There is no better choice. It's just the choice of the moment. And then there's this continuation of the journey in my vision. So I would also say don't be too hard on yourself as you come to make choices this month. Don't be too hard on yourself if the desire isn't calling you in its magnitude. Make the next right choice, and then the rest will follow. Then you'll have another choice and another choice, and this is how the journey is formed. This is how the path is formed. So that is the June pool. I hope these cards have served you. I hope there's a bit of guidance there as you move into this month to really be in your desire, to follow the choices that feel right to you, to put down those burdens of this is not enough, or the feeling of fighting with yourself, and to know that if it doesn't come naturally, this is the work of June. Okay, so leave your comments below if it's resonated. I always love to hear how the cards are landing for you, and if they present themselves in a certain way throughout June. I always love to hear it. Thank you so much.